making absolutely no apologies for going, for elfing it up today. I even jingle. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, there goes one of my bells. That's a good start. That's what it's gonna be like today, everybody. I got things falling off my jumper. Great. So, thank you all for joining us this afternoon. It's quite cold outside, so come and be warm and cozy with us. We are going to be 12th nighting for you today, which is our little Christmas offering. So I want to say a quick hello to my wonderful transatlantic company we have on hand with us today. And I'm going to send them off to do a little, because we've been having to practice like passing props around like you wouldn't believe for this play. So hello everybody. So hello Aryn, thank you for joining us again. Very lovely to have you back. Aryn is over on the east coast of America, so she's doing Shakespeare for breakfast. We've got Simon, who is going to Malvolio for us today, and that's very exciting. And Siegffried, who is Orsino, and he looks, you're not, it looks like he's in Aladdin's cave. He's actually in Paris. It's always so much fun to play with you. We've got Alexandra, who is going to be festaying for us. Absolutely brilliant. And we've got Linda, who's going to be Sir Toby. And Linda's actually taken this part over at relatively short notice. So thank you so much, Linda, for doing that. It's always tricky when people lose their internet and things happen, but we always go on. So we have a lovely, Valentina is currently Curio, but you're gonna, you have to keep an eye on Valentina. She's gonna pop up a few times in this one. Lovely to have you. Nell, it's fabulous to have Nell back. Great to have you back for Sir Andrew. Loving the tash, darling, loving the tash, although I think you've got competition. Tamara over there in Germany, has it actually snowed for you today? She was bragging this week. She's had snow. We haven't. You had snow?
No new snow, but snow is still there.
They've got snow. Good for them. We'll catch you up. Matt, who just looks so adorable. Really, really loving the moustache look. Always a joy to have you there. And I nearly called you Olivia. Sorry, Eugenia. Already ready to play down there as well. Iain, thank you for joining us for a full play. See what we can do with you. Fergus, always a joy. Again, Fergus and Iain and people, you've got to keep an eye on them because they're going to pop up a few times. And Dewi, where did you get that hat? I mean, other than I know because it came out the costume, because it looks lovely. All right, all you crazy people, thank you for doing this today. Go relax yourselves in our virtual tiring house. We will get underway as soon as we possibly can, and off they go, popping off the screen. So, very nice to see you this afternoon as well, our lovely audience out there. And as ever, if you haven't joined us before, I've got to say hello, because I'm Lizzie. I am Artistic Director of Shakespeare. We are the only UK company currently performing and teaching using the cue-based method. This means we do not rehearse an entire play before we perform it. I know, it's crazy, but that's what we don't do. What all these guys have done is they have received their part, which is their lines and their cues only. They've also had cues for actions, because that's what we have to do working this through Zoom. We've got to be really coordinated about who's offering what letter at what point and where coins are coming from and ring passes, and there's no end of stuff flying around in this play. So that's the only rehearsing we've done, that, and we have also coordinated the physical episodes because there's a few little fights and scuffles and face slappings that go on in this particular show as well. So that's the only rehearsal that we've done. They have not done whole scenes. They have not heard each other's parts, and basically nobody has a clue exactly what's going on. And that is the way we like it. Why do we do that? Because that's how it was done in Shakespeare's time. They may have had, they'd have had a walkthrough of entrances, exits, and business and songs and dances, which is what we've just done. But chances are they'd have gone on with no more than that. And they did that 6 and 7 times a week. So us doing it once a month, not that bad, really. Okay, really, really briefly, just checking my list of things I've got to talk about. Yes, our donations thing is, our link is still there. If you are able, then we would be very happy to receive a few sort of coppers in our hat, as it were. We are about to do a Christmas share of the donations pot to the company. So if there's a little bit more in there, then that will go to our members who are in particular need. We will also be sending a percentage to the Stephen Lawrence Foundation, because that is something that we care about a lot. Right, so I think that's it. I think we can start. So my job as part of this is that, because normally when we do a full play, people have learned their parts, they're off book, and I am there literally feeding lines when they lose their part. In this case, I pop up when somebody has a problem with their Zoom or their internet. So you may hear me again before the interval, you may not. Hopefully you won't, because hopefully the internet gods are with us today. Right, so it's time to get 12th night underway. So let us all gather ourselves and go to the wonderful country of Illyria. I don't think it actually exists anywhere other than in the mind of William Shakespeare, but it is a very interesting place where a lot of people seem to have trouble in their lives and are having difficulty making things meet, connecting up and communicating. And there is a definite sense of misrule, an atmosphere of things not working quite right, that the wrong power levels have, and they need sort of to be adjusted, which is why this is a very 12th nighty play and why we wanted to end 2020 with it, because this has been the year of things being different. And we are hopeful that things are now turning back to the way that, you know, we can all live a life a little more along the lines of the one we used to have about this time last year. So this is why 12th night for us is, in some respects, thank you very much for 2020. We've had an amazing year doing plays online. We are looking forward to 2021 and looking forward to changing again. So, but we're going to stay here online. Talk more about that later. Okay, so Illyria, we are going to the house of the main man of Illyria. We're going to the court of the Count Orsino. And poor old Orsino, he's got something pretty serious on his mind. So can I just check? Do I have my Orsino and my Curio ready to play?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you are guys. Take us to Illyria. I will see you all at the interval. Enjoy.
If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it, that surfeiting the appetite may sicken and so die. Yeah, that train again. It had a dying fall. Oh, it came on my ear like the sweet sound that breathed upon a bunk of violets, steaming and giving odor. Enough! No more. 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. Ah, spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that, notwithstanding thy capacity, receiveth as the sea. Naught enter there of the what validity and pitch so air, but falls into abutment and low price, even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy, that it alone is fantastical.
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What, Curio?
The hart!
Why, so I do, the noblest that I have. Oh, when mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence. That instant was I turned into a hart, and my desires fell and cruel hounds ere since pursue me. Oh, how no? What news from her?
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted, but from her handmaid to return this answer. The element itself till 7 years hence shall not behold her face at ample view, but like a cloisteress she will veiled walk, and water once a day her chamber round with eye offending brine. All this to season a brother's dead love, which she would keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembrance.
Does she that have a heart of that fine frame to pay this debt of love but to a brother? How will she love when the rich golden shaft hath killed the flock of all affection else that live in her? When liver, brain, and heart, these sovereigns' thrones, are all supplied and filled, her sweet perfection with oneself king. Away before me, sweet bed of flowers, love thought lie rich, when canopied with bowers.
What country, friends, is this?
This is Illyria, madam.
And what should I do in Illyria? My brother, he is in Elysium. Perchance he is not drowned. What think you, sailors?
It is perchance that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother, and so perchance may he be.
True, madam. And to comfort you with chance, assure yourself that after our ship did split, when you and those poor number saved with you hung on to our driving boat, I saw your brother, most prudent in peril, bind himself, the courage and hope, both teaching him the practice, to a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where, like Aryn on the dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves so long as I could see.
For saying so, there's gold. Mine own escape unfoldeth to my hope, which thy speech serves for authority, the like of him. Know'st thou this country?
Aye, madam, well, for I was bred and born not 3 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as in name.
What is his name?
Orsino.
Orsino. I have heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And is so now, or was so very late. For but a month ago I went from hence, and then 'twas fresh in murmur, as you know, what great ones do the less will prattle of, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count that died some 12 months since, then leaving her in the protection of his son, a brother, who shortly also died, for whose dear love, they say, she hath abjured the sight of and company of men.
Oh, that I served that lady, and might not be delivered to the world till I had made mine own occasion mellow what my estate is.
Well, that were hard to compass, because she will admit no kinds of suits, no, not the Duke's.
There's a fair behaviour in thee, captain, and though that nature with a beauteous wall doth oft close in pollution, yet of thee I will believe thou hast a mind that suits with this thy fair and outward character. I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously, conceal me what I am, and be my aid. For such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent, I'll serve this Duke. Thou shalt present me as an eunuch to him. It may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music that will allow me very worth his service. What else mayhap to time I will commit, only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his eunuch, and your mute I'll be. When my tongue blabs, let mine eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
What a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus? Oh, I am sure cares an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier a night. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exception to your ill hours.
Well, let her accept before accepted.
Aye, but you must confine yourself within the modest limit of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These pills are good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too. And be they not, let them hang themselves by their own straps.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight that you brought in one night here to be her wooer.
Oh, Sir Andrew made you, Cheek?
Aye, he.
He's as tall a man as any is Muriel.
What's that to the purpose?
Why, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
Aye, but he'll have but a year in all these ducats. He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Fie, that you'll say so. He plays all the Voile de Gamboys and speaks 3 or 4 languages, word for word, without book, and hath all the good gifts of nature.
He hath indeed, almost natural. But besides that he's a fool, he's a great quarreller. And but that he hath the gift of a coward to allay the gust he hath in quarrelling, this taught among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
By this hand, they are scoundrels and substractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They that add moreover he's drunk nightly in your company.
With drinking health to my niece. I'll drink to her as long as there is a passage in my throat, and drink in Illyria. He's a coward and a questral that will not drink to my niece till his brains turn on the toe like a parish top. What went? Oh, Castellano Vulgo. Here comes Sir Andrew Elgutheth.
Sir Toby Belch! How now, Sir Toby Belch?
Andrew!
Oh, bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Good Mistress Accost. I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good Mistress Mary. Accost.
Fare you well, gentlemen.
And thou, let also, Sir Andrew, wouldst thou mightst never draw sword again.
And you can't so.
Can't so, mistress. I never draw sword again. Fair lady, do you think you had fools in hands?
Sir, have not you by the end?
Marry, but you shall have.
Marry, but you shall have. And here's my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free. I pray you bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Oh, what for, sweetheart? What's your metaphor?
It's dry, sir.
Oh, why, I think so. I am not so much an ass, but I can keep my hand dry. But what's your jest?
A dry jest, sir.
Are you full of them?
Aye, sir. I have them at my fingers' ends.
Oh,
Mary, now I let go of your hand. I am barren.
O knight, thou lackst the cup of canary. When did I see thee so put down?
Oh, never in your life, I think, unless you see canary. Put me down. Methinks sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian, or an ordinary man has, but I am a great eater of beef. And I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
Oh, and I thought that I'd forswear it. I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
Pourquoi, my dear knight?
Oh, what is pourquoi? Do or do not? I would I had bestowed that time in tongues that I have in fencing, dancing, and bear baiting. Oh, but had I followed the arts.
Then hadst thou had an excellent head of hair.
Why, would that have mended my hair?
Or past question, for thou seest it will not cool my nature.
But it becomes me well enough, does not?
It hangs like flax on a distaff, and I hope to see a housewife take thee between her legs and spin it off.
Faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen. Or if she be, it's 4-1. She'll none of me. The Count himself, here hard by, woos her.
Ah, she'll none of the count. She'll not match above her degree, neither in estate years nor wit. I have heard her sweat. There's life in it, man.
I'll stay a month longer. I am a fellow of the strangest mind. If the world, I delight in masks and revels, sometimes altogether.
Art thou good at these kick-chawses, knight?
Oh, as any man in Illyria, whatsoever he be, under the degree of my betters, yet I will not compare with an old man.
Oh, what is thy excellence in a galliard, knight?
Faith, I can cut a caper.
And I can cut the mutton to it.
And I think I have the back trip simply as strong as any man in Illyria.
Oh, wherefore are these things hid? Wherefore have these gifts a curtain before 'em? Are they like to take dust like Mistress Mal's picture? Why dost thou not go to church in a galliard and come home in a caranto? Any walk should be a dig. I would not so much as make water, but a syncope. What doest thou mean? It is a world. Is it a world to hide virtues in? I did think by the excellent constitution of thy leg, it was formed under the star of a galliard.
Oh, aye, 'tis strong, and it does indifferent. Well, in a damned colour, stoke. Shall we sit about some revels?
What shall we do else? Were we not born under Taurus?
Taurus, that sides and heart.
And oh, sir, it is a legs and thighs. Let me see thee caper. Excellent.
If the Duke continues these favours towards you, Cesario, you are like to be much advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
You either fear his humour or my negligence that you call in question the continuance of his love. Is he inconstant, sir, in his favours?
No, believe me.
I thank you. Here comes the Count.
Who's so Cesario, ho?
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Stand you well aloof, Cesario. Thou knowest no less, but all. I haven't clasped to thee the book even of my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her, but not denied access. Stand at her doors and tell them, there thy fixed foot shall grow till thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as it is spoke, she never will admit me.
Be clamorous and leap all civil bounds rather than make unprofited return.
Say I do speak with her, my lord. What then?
Then, and for the passion of my love, surprise her with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well to act my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth than in a nuntio's of more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe me, believe it, for they shall yet belly thy happy years. That say thou art a man. Diana's lips is not more smooth than Robius. That small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and ill semblative a woman's part. I know thy constellation is right apt for this affair. Some 4 or 5 attend him, all, if you will, for I myself am best when list in company. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live as freely as thy lord, to call his fortune thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. Yet a barful strife. Whoe'er I woo, myself would be his wife.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or I will not open my lips so wide as a bristle may enter in way of thy excuse. My lady will hang thee for thy absence.
Let her hang me. He that is well hanged in this world needs to fear no colours.
Make that good.
He shall see none to fear.
Oh, a good Lenten answer. I can tell thee where the same was born, of I fear no colours.
Where, Mistress Mary?
In the wars, and that you may be bold to say in your foolery.
Oh, well, God give them wisdom that have it, and those that are fools, let them use their talents.
Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent, or to be turned away. Is not that as good as hanging to you?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage, and for turning away let summer bear it out.
You are resolute then?
Not so neither, but I am resolved on 2 points.
That if one break, the other will hold? Or if both break, your trousers fall?
Apt, in good faith, very apt. Well, go thy ways. If Sir Toby would leave drinking, thou wert as witty a piece of Eve's flesh as any in Illyria.
Is you rogue, no more of that. Here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely. You were best.
Wit, and be thy will, put me into good footing. Those wits that think they have thee do very oft prove fools, and I that am sure lack thee may pass for a wise man. For what says Quinapolus, better a witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Do you not hear, fellows? Take away the lady.
Go to. You are a dry fool. I'll no more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
2 faults, Madonna, that drink and good counsel will amend. Forgive the dry fool drink, then is the fool not dry. Bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mend, he is no longer dishonest. If he cannot, let the botcher mend him. Anything that's mended is but patched. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin, and sin that amends is but patched with virtue. If that this simple syllogism will serve, so. If not, what remedy? As there is no true cuckold but calamity, so beauty's a flower. Therefore, I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Misprision in the highest degree, lady. Cuculus non facit monachum. That's as much as to say, I wear not motley in my brains. Good Madonna. Give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
I must catechize you for it, Madonna. Good my mouse of virtue. Answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I'll bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mourn'st thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn for your brother's soul being in heaven? Take away the fool, gentlemen.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity that decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity for the better increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn that I am no fox, but he will not pass his word for 2 pence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day with an ordinary fool that has no more brain than a stone. Look you now, he's out of his guard already. Unless you laugh and minister occasion to him, he is gagged. I protest, I take these wise men that crow so at these set kind of fools no better than the fool's zanies.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and of free disposition is to take those things for bird bolts that you deem cannon bullets. There is no slander in an allowed fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a known discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now Mercury endue thee with leasing, for thou speakst well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman much desired to speak with you.
From the Count Orsino, is it?
Oh, I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man, and well attended.
Who of my people hold him in delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madman. Fie on him. Go you, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Count, I am sick or not at home, what you will, to dismiss it. Now you see, sir, how your fooling grows old and people dislike it.
Oh, thou hast spoke for us, Madonna, as if thy eldest son should be a fool, whose skull Jove cram with brains for... here he comes. One of thy kin has a most weak pia mater.
By mine honour, half drunk. What is he at the gates, cousin?
A gentleman?
A gentleman. What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman here. These pickle herring! Oh, how thou sot!
Good, Sir Toby!
Cousin, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Letchery? I defy letchery. There's one at the gates.
Aye, marry, what is he?
Let him be the devil, and he will. I care not. Give me faith, say I. Well, it's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. One draught above heat makes him a fool. The second mads him, and a third drowns him.
Go thou and seek the drowner, and let him sit on my cuz, for he's in the 3rd degree of drink. He's drowned. Go, look after him.
He is but mad yet, Madonna, and the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yon fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes on him to understand so much and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady? He's fortified against any denial.
Well, tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so, and he says he'll stand at your door like a sheriff's post and be the supporter to a bench. But he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind.
What manner of man?
Of very ill manner. He'll speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. As a squash is before 'tis a pez cod, or a codling when 'tis almost an apple. 'Tis with him in standing water, between boy and man. He is very well favoured, and he speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk was scarce out of him.
Let him approach. Call in my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Give me my veil. Come, throw it on my face. What, we'll once more hear Orsino's embassy?
The honourable lady of the house, which is she?
Speak to me. I shall answer for her. Your will?
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides that it is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to con it. Good beauties, let me sustain no scorn.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I have studied, and that question's out of my part. Good gentle one, give me modest assurance if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart. And yet, by the very fangs of malice, I swear I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain. If you are she, you do usurp yourself, for what is yours to bestow is not yours to receive. But this is from my commission. I will on with my speech in your praise, and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important. I forgive you the phrase.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
It is more like to be feigned. I pray you, keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gates, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not the time of moon with me to make one in so skipping a dialogue.
Will your host sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, good swabber. I am to hull here a little longer. Sweet lady, tell me your mind. I am a messenger.
Sure you have some hideous matter to deliver when the courtesy of it is so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as of matter.
Yet you began rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me have I learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity. To any others, profanation.
Give us this place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine. And much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom? In which chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method, in the first of his heart.
I have read it. It is heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text, but we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir, such a one I was this present. Is't not well done?
Excellently done, if God did all.
'Tis in grain, sir. 'Twill endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive, if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out diverse schedule of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particle and utensil labelled to my will as item, 2 lips in different red. Item, 2 grey eyes with lids to them. Item, 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see you what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Oh, such love could be but recompensed, though you were crowned the nonpareil of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Yet I suppose him virtuous, and know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, and voices well divulged, free, learned, and valiant, and in dimension and the shape of nature a gracious person. But yet, I cannot love him. You might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame with such a suffering, such a deadly life, in your denial I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal cantons of contemned love, and sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Hallow your name to the reverberate hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia. Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my estate is well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more, unless, perchance, you come to me again to tell me how he takes it. Fare you well. Oh, I thank you for your pains.
I am no speed post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love make his heart of flint, that you shall love, and let your fervour, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my estate as well. I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs and actions and spirits to give thee fivefold blazon, not too fast, unless the master were the man. How now? Even so quickly may one catch the plague. Methinks I feel this youth's perfections with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What ho, Malvolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the Count's man. He left this ring behind him, would I or not. Tell him I'll none of it. Desire him not to flatter with his lord, nor hold him up with hopes. I'm not for him. If that the youth will come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reasons for it. Tie thee, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I know not what. And fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer for my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be, and be this so.
Will you stay no longer? Nor will you not that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore, I shall crave of you your leave, that I may bear my evils alone. It were a bad recompense for your love to lay any of them on you.
Well, let me know of you whither you are bound.
No sooth, sir, my determined voyage is mere extravagancy. But I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty that you will not extort from me what I'm willing to keep in. Therefore, it charges me in that manners the rather to express myself. You must know of me then, Antonio. My name is Sebastian, which I called Roderigo. My father was that Sebastian of Mesaline, whom I know you've heard of. He left behind him myself, and a sister, both born in an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we had so ended. But you, sir, altered that. For some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea, my sister was drowned.
Alas, the day.
A lady, sir, though it was said she much resembled me, was yet of many accounted beautiful. But though I could not with such estimable wonder over far believe that, yet thus far I will boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She's drowned already, sir, with salt water, though I seem to drown her remembrance again with more.
Pardon me, sir, your bad entertainment.
Oh, good Antonio, forgive me your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, well, let me be your servant.
If you will not undo what you have done, that is, kill him whom you have recovered, desire it not. Fare you well at once. My bosom is full of kindness, and I am yet so near the manners of my mother that upon the least occasion more, mine eyes will tell tales of me. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
Gentleness of all the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, else would I very shortly see thee there. Ah, but come what may, I do adore thee so that danger shall seem sport, and I will go.
Were not you even now with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir, on a moderate pace, I have since arrived but hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance. She will none of him. And one thing more, that you be never so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless it be to report your lord's taking of this ring. Receive it so.
She took the ring of me? I'll none of it.
Come, sir. You peevishly threw it to her. And her will is, it should be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies, in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me. Indeed, so much that methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak in starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring, why he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so, as 'tis, poor lady, she were better love a dream. Disguise, I see that wickedness wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms? Alas, frailty is the cause, not we. For such as we are made, if such we be. How will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him. And she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now alas the day. What thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh, time, thou must untangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Approach, Sir Andrew. Yeah. Not to be abed after midnight is to be suggere, thou knowest.
Nay, by my troth, I know not. But I know to be up late is to be up late.
Conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. To be up after midnight, to go to bed then is early. So that to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes. Does not our lives consist of the 4 elements?
Faith, they say so, but I think it rather consists of eating and drinking.
Let us therefore eat and drink. Marianne, I say, a stop of wine.
Ah,
Hey!
that fool villain. Efface.
How now, my hearts! Did you ever see the picture of we three?
Welcome, ass. Now, let's have a catch.
Oh, by my troth, the fool has an excellent breast. I had rather than 40 shillings. I had such a leg. So sweet a breath. And to sing as the fool has. In sooth, thou wast very gracious fool. Last night, when thou spokest of Pigarominus, of the Vapians passing the equiconical of Quesburg, 'twas very good, if faith. I send thee 6 pence for thy lemon. Hadst it?
I did impetticoes thy gratulity, for Malvolio's nose is no whipstock. My lady has a white hand, and the myrmidons are no bottle ale houses.
Oh, excellent! Why, this is the best fooling when all is done. Now, a song.
Come on. There is 6 pence for you. Let's have a song.
Oh, and there's a testrel for thou too.
Would you have a love song or a song of good luck?
A love song? A love song.
Aye, I care not for good life.
Good, good.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming, that can sing both high, high, and trip no further, pretty sweeting. Journeys end in lovers meeting, every wise man's son doth know.
Excellent! Goody!
Is love, 'tis not hereafter present, mirth hath present after, what's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me sweet and 20 youths a stuff will not. endure.
A mellifluous voice, as I am a true knight.
A contagious breath.
Very strong and contagious, if they.
To hear by the nose is dulcet in contagion. But shall we make the cooking dance indeed?
Hey!
Who's the night owl in a catch that will draw 3 souls out of 1 weaver? Shall we do that?
Oh, and you love me, let's do it. I am dog at a catch.
Oh, by our lady, sir, and some dogs will catch well.
The knave.
Oh, hold thy peace, thou knave. Knight, I shall be constrained to call thee knave, knight.
Not the first time I have constrained one to call me knave. Begin, fool. It begins. Hold thy peace.
I shall never begin if I hold my peace.
Who's it, slave? Come begin.
Hold thy peace. Prithee, hold thy peace. Thou knave.
Hold thy peace. Prithee, hold thy peace. Hold thy peace. Prithee, hold thy peace.
Thou knave, hold thy peace. Thou knave.
Wailing, do you keep here? If my lady have not called up her steward Malvolio and bid him turn you out of doors, never trust me.
My lady's a Catayan. We are politicians. Malvolio's a pegarancia. We merry men be we. Am I not consanguineous? Am I not of her blood? Tilly-tally, lady, there dwelt a man in Babylon.
Fooling.
He does well if he be disposed, and do so, and do so, and so do I too. He does it with a better grace, but I do it more natural.
Oh, the 12th day of December.
God, peace!
My masters! Are you mad? Or what are you? Have you no wit, manners, nor honesty, but to gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do ye make an alehouse of my lady's house, that ye speak out ye cosy as catches, without any mitigation or remorse of voice? Is there no respect of place, persons, nor time in you?
We did keep time, sir, in our catches. Snap.
I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you, though she harbours you as her kinsman, she is nothing allied to your disorders. If you can separate yourself and your misdemeanours, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it would have pleased you to take leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell, dear heart, since I must needs be gone.
Hey, good Sir Toby!
His eyes do show, his days are almost done.
Is it even so?
But I will never die.
Toby, there you lie.
This is much credit to you.
Shall I bid him go?
What if you do?
Shall I bid him go and spare not?
Oh, no, 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 you dare not.
Out of tune, sir, you lie. Art any more than a steward? Dost thou think, because thou art virtuous, there shall be no more cakes and ale?
Yes! By St. Claude, by St. Anne, and ginger shall be hot in the mouth too.
Ah, it's the right. Go, sir. Rub your chain with crumbs. A stock of wine, Maria.
Mistress Mary, if you prize my lady's favour at anything more than contempt, you would not give means for this uncivil rule. She shall know of it. By this hand.
Oh, go shake your ears.
As to drink when a man's hungry, to challenge him in the field, then to break promise with him and make a fool of him.
Good night. I'll write thee a challenge, or I'll deliver thy indignation to him by word of mouth.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the Count was today with my lady, she's much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not gull him into a nayword and make him a common recreation, do not think I have wit enough to lie straight in bed. I know I can do it.
Oh, possess us, possess us. Tell us something of him.
Marry, sir, sometimes he's a kind of Puritan.
Oh, if I thought that, I'd beat him like a dog.
What, for being a Puritan? Exquisite reason, dear knight.
I have no exquisite reason. but I have reason good enough.
The devil a Puritan he is, or anything constantly but a time-pleaser, an affectioned ass that can't state without book, and utters it with great swords. The best persuaded of himself, so crammed as he thinks with excellencies, that it is his grounds of faith that all that look on him love him, and on that vice in him I will my revenge find notable cause to work. I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein by the colour of his beard, the shape of his leg, the manner of his gait, the expression of his eyes, forehead, and complexion, he shall find himself most feelingly personated. I can write very like my lady your niece on a forgotten matter. We can hardly make distinction of our hands.
Excellent! I smell a device.
I have it in my nose.
We shall think by the letters that thou wilt drop that they come from my niece, and that she's in love with him.
My purpose is indeed a horse of that colour.
And your horse now would make him an ass.
Yay!
I doubt not.
Oh, Toby, and admirable.
Port Royal, I warrant you. I know my physic will work on him. I will plant you two, and let Fabian make a third, where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For this night to bed, and dream on the event. Farewell.
Oh, good night, Penthesilea.
Oh, before me, she's a good wench.
Oh, she's a beagle true bred. One that adores me. What of that?
Oh, I was adored too, once.
Let's to bed, night. What's need sent for more money?
If I cannot recover your niece, I am a very foul way out.
Send for money, knight. If thou hast her not to the end, call me Trump.
If I do not, never trust me. Take it how you will.
Come. I'll go burn some sun. It too late to go to bed. Come, night.
Give me some music. Now, good morrow, friends. Now, good Cesario. That piece of song, that old and antique song that we heard last night, methought it did relieve my passion much, more than light airs and recollected terms of these most brisk and good-paced times. Come, but one verse.
He's not here, so please your lordship, that should sing it.
Who was it?
Feste, the jester, my lord, a fool that the Lady Olivia's father, took much delight in. He's about the house.
Seek him out and play the tune. Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love, in the sweet pangs of it, remember me. For such as I am, all true lovers are, unstained and skittish in all motions else, save in the constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
It gives a very echo to the seat where love is throned.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life upon, young thou art. Thine eye hath stayed upon some favour that it loves. Hath it not, boy?
A little, by your favour.
What kind of woman is't?
Of your complexion.
She's not worthy thee, then. What year's the faith?
About your years, my lord.
Too old by heaven. Let still the woman take an elder than herself. So where's she to him? So sways she level in her husband's heart. For boy, however we do praise ourselves, our fancies are more giddy and firm, more longing, wavering, sooner lost and worn than women's are.
I think it well, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, or thy affection cannot hold the bent. For women are as roses, whose fair flower, being once displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas, that they are so. To die, even they to perfection grow.
No, fellow, come. The song we had last night, Mark it Cesario, It is all in plain. The spinsters and the knitters in the sun, when free maids that weave the thread with bones, do not use to chaunt it. Yeah? It is silly soothe and dallies with the innocence of love, like old age.
Are you ready, sir?
I prithee, sing.
Come away, death, and in sad cypress let me be laid. Fly away, breath. I am slain by a fair cruel maid. My shroud of white stuck full with you, oh, prepare it. My part of death, no one so true did share it. Not a flower sweet. On my black coffin let there be strewn. Not a friend greet my poor corpse where my bones shall be thrown. 1,000 sighs to save, lay me away. Sad true love, never find my grave.
Oh, there's money for thy pain.
Oh, no pains, sir. I take pleasure in singing.
I'll pay thy pleasure then.
Truly, sir, and pleasure will be paid one time or another.
Give me no leave to leave thee.
Daniel melancholy, God protect thee, and the tailor make thy doublet of changeable taffeta. Thy mind is very opal. I would have men of such constancy put to sea, that their business might be everything, and their intent everywhere. Well, that's it that makes a good voyage of nothing. Farewell.
Let all the rest give place. Once more, Cesario, get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her my love, more noble than the world prizes not quantity of dirty lands, the parts that fortune has bestowed upon her. Tell her I hold as giddily as fortune, but 'tis that miracle and queen of gems that nature pranks in her attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, sir?
It cannot be so answered.
Sooth, but you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for your love as great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her. You tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There is no woman's side can bide the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. No woman's heart so big to hold so much. They lack retention. Alas, their love may call appetite and an emotion of the liver, but the palate that suffers surfeit, cloytment, and revolt. But mine is as hungry as the sea, and can digest as much, make no compare between that love a woman can bear me, and that I owe Olivia.
Aye, but I know.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men may owe. In faith they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter, loved a man, as it might be, perhaps, were I a woman, I should your lordship.
And what's her story?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love. Let concealment like a worm i' the bud feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy she sat like patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was this not love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are little more than will, for still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of her love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house, and all the brothers too, and yet I know not. Sir, shall I to this lady?
Aye, that's the same. To her in haste, give her, oh yeah, this jewel. Say my love can give no place, bide no deny.
Come thy way, Signor Fabian.
Nay, I'll come. If I lose a scruple of this sport, let me be boiled to death with melancholy.
Wouldst thou not be glad to have the merely rascally sheep-biter come by some notable shame?
I would exult, man. You know he brought me out of favour with my lady about a bear baiting here?
To anger him, we'll have the bear again, and we will fool him black and blue. Shall we not, Sir Andrew?
And we do not. It is the pity of our lives.
Here comes the little villain. Oh no, my metal of India.
Get you all three into the box tree. Malvolio's coming down this walk. He has been yonder in the sun, practicing behaviour to his own shadow for this half hour. Observe him how, for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Close in the name of jesting. Lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
'Tis but fortune. All is fortune. Maria once told me she did affect me, and I have heard herself come thus near, that should she fancy, it would be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with a more exalted respect than anyone else that follows her. What should I think on't?
He is an overweening rogue.
Oh, peace! Contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. How he jets under his advanced plumes.
Oh, Sir Light, I could so beat the rogue.
Peace, I say.
To be Count Malvolio.
Ah, rogue.
Oh, pistol him, pistol him.
Peace.
There is example for't. The lady of the strait, she married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fie on him, Jezebel.
Oh, peace! Now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
Having been, 3 months married to her, sitting in my state.
For a stone bolter, hit him in the eye.
Calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a day bed where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Brimstone!
Oh, peace, peace!
And then to have the humour of state, and after a demure travail of regard, telling them I know my place, as I would they should do theirs, to ask for my kinsman, Toby.
Both shackles.
Oh, peace, peace, peace! Now!
7 of my people, with an obedient start, make out for him. I frown the while, and perchance wind up my watch or play with some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to me.
Shall this fellow live?
Though our silence be drawn from us with cars, yet peace.
I extend my hand to him, thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control.
Does not Toby take you a blow at the lips then?
Saying, cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me upon your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Ouch! Stab!
Nay, patience, or we break the sinews of our plot.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
Oh, that's me, I warn you.
One Sir Andrew.
I knew 'twas I, for many do call me fool. Oh.
What employment have we here?
Now is the woodcock near the gin.
Oh, peace and the spirit of humours.
And the spirit of humours intimate reading aloud to him.
By my life, this is my lady's hand. These be her very C's, her U's, and her T's, and thus makes she her great P's. It is, in contempt of question, her hand.
Her C's, her U's, and her T's. Why that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes. Her very phrases. 'Tis my lady. To whom should this be?
This wins him, liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move, no man must know. What follows? The number's altered. No man must know. If this should be thee, Malvolio.
Marry thee, Brock.
I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucrece knife, with bloodless stroke, my heart doth gore. MOAI doth sway my life.
A fustian riddle.
Excellent witch. I say aye.
MOAI doth sway my life. Nay, but first let me see.
What
Let me
did you
see.
poison as she dressed him?
Let me see.
With the stallion cheeks at it.
I may command where I adore, Why, she may command me, I serve her. She is my lady. Why, this is evident to any formal capacity. There is no obstruction in this. And the end. What should that alphabetical position portend? If I could make that resemble something in me, softly, M-O-A-I.
Oh, I make up that.
M. Malvolio. M. Why, that begins my name.
Did I not say you would work it out?
M. But then there's no consonancy in the sequel that suffers under probation. A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
Aye, or I'll cudgel him and make him cry. Oh.
And then I comes behind.
Aye, and you add any I behind you, you might see more detraction at your heels than fortunes before you.
M-O-A-I. Crush this a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Soft. Here follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some become great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Cast thy humble slough and appear fresh. The opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say, remember. Go to, thou art made if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point device the very man. I do not now let myself fool myself, to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered, and in this she manifests herself to my love, and with a kind of injunction that drives me to these habits of her liking. I thank my stars. I am happy. I will be strange, stout, in yellow stockings, and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Oh, Jove and my stars be praised! Here is yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose, but know who I am. If thou entertainst my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiles become thee well. Therefore, in my presence, still smile. Dearoo, my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have me.
I will not give my part of this sport for a pension of thousands.
I could marry this wench for this device.
Oh, so could I too.
And ask no other dowry with her, but such another jester.
Oh, no, I neither.
Here comes my noble gull catcher.
Oh,
Oh, shall I play my freedom at my trade trip and become thy bond slave?
if faith or I, either.
Why, thou hast put him in such a dream that when the image of it leaves him, he must run mad.
By say true, does he work upon him?
Like aqua vitae with a midwife.
Oh, if you will then see the fruits of the sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and 'tis a colour she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests, and he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable to her disposition, being addicted to her melancholy as she is, that he cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. If you will see it, follow me.
To the gates of Tartar, thou most excellent devil of wit.
One, two.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Excellently. It's the interval. I have just about lost my mind during that first half. But that's half the play. We have another half of pure mayhem to go. And I'm oh dear. Okay, pull it together. I had some very sensible sort of interval chat I was going to do. I'll see if I can find some sentences. If you would like to go and make yourselves a cup of tea or get yourself a stiff brandy, whatever, after the first half, then please go so now. The next 5 minutes or so will be me trying to rediscover my brain and just chatting, time of day, stuff about Shakespeare and so on. Oh golly gee, do you know what? I really hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. And I am so glad that there is a mute button on Zoom. Anyway. Oh, intelligent Shakespeare stuff I was going to try and talk about. Well, some character stuff with this play, because this has been a most unusual year. I don't know if you've noticed. If anybody had told me this time last year that in 2020 I would be involved in producing 14 Shakespeare plays, I would almost certainly have laughed in their face and potentially then just burst out crying, because, you know, that's not how putting a play on goes. It takes forever and it takes, you know, money and stuff. But, you know, here we've been Shakespeareing it up and distracting ourselves and everybody else, and at the same time being part of creating a whole new sort of art form here on Zoom. And something about, because we've seen so many plays have sort of gone through my mind and you know, into production, you start to see differences and similarities and all sorts of things going on between them. And I was working with Linda on Sir Toby, and it was rather interesting because she pointed out quite how naughty he is, because he's got Sir Andrew in the house on false pretenses to court Olivia, and he's also just using him for money and because it's fun. And the comment was that that's pretty much what Iago does to Roderigo in Othello. And my first thought response was like, yes, but Toby's different. What he's doing is different. No, it's not, it's the same. Why do I therefore forgive Toby and condemn Iago? Is it basically because one's in a tragedy, one's in a comedy? I mean, yes, Toby doesn't actually cause anything bad to happen, but that's because he's in the world of a comedy, you know. Spoiler alert, things don't really go wrong in a comedy. We have danger and we have confusion, but basically people don't die in comedies. So is it just that, you know, could the same thing happen? And it's one of those things like, I never, in my wildest dreams ever thought of pairing Sir Toby Belch with Iago. And it's just sort of, yeah, but look at it. They're basically the same. We also had some fun finding out that, I mean, this is not particularly new discovery, because I know it's discussed already, but that there are little inconsistencies in this play that suggest maybe it's made up of different versions of the text, because we have Viola presenting herself to Orsino as a singing boy, and then when a song is requested, Feste has to sing it. So what happens there? Why doesn't Viola sing it? And we had a lot of fun with Fabian, the character who's just popped up, because Fabian, bless him, is frequently written out. Sorry, Dewi. I mean, we're keeping you this time, obviously, because I want to see what it's like with you around. But even in the tag, in the script, Maria says to Sir Toby and Sir Andrew at the end of the Midnight Revels, when she's had the idea, she says, "I shall plant you two and let the fool make a third." So Feste is named as the third person to hide in the box tree. And yet, when they come in to do the scene, it's Fabian, who we haven't met before. And it was a certain amount of, well, what? Where? So that puzzled us a little bit as well. So maybe, again, we are looking at one script that's made of different edits, different days, different times, different productions. Maybe one was a tour, one was not. Anyway, so these are just things that you know, they pop up in front of you when you
and
think about, hello.
And good people draw near.
Hello, Feste.
Look to your purses, for that I do say. And though little money in them you do bear, it costs more to get than to lose in a day. You have been told by young and by old, and bidden beware of the cut purse so bold. Then if you take heed not, free me from the curse, who both give you warning for and the cut purse. You hadst better been starved by thy nurse than lived to be hanged for cutting a purse. It hath been upbraided to men of my trade that oftentimes we are the cause of this crime. Alack, and for pity, why should it be said? And if they regarded or places or time, examples have been of some that were seen in Westminster Hall. Yeah, the pleaders between. Then why should the judges be free of this curse, more than my poor self is for cutting a purse? Youth, youth, thou hadst better been starved by thy nurse, and lived to be hanged for cutting a purse. But oh, you vile nation of cut purses all, relent and repent and be sound and amend, and know that you ought not by honest men's fall advance your own fortunes to die above ground. And though you go gay in silks as you may, it isn't the highway to heaven, they say. Repent then, repent, you for better or worse, and kiss not the gallows for cutting the purse. Youth, youth, thou hadst better been starved by thy nurse than live to be hanged for cutting a purse.
Thank you, Feste. Always nice to have another son. Oh, you want to cut my purse now? Oh, come on, look. Oh, how are you going to get me? I'm over here. I'm on Zoom. Yeah. Oh, all right. It's Christmas. Do you take Apple Pay? No? Okay, hang on. There you go.
Hey.
That's a good one. I like the setting as well. Right, it's time that I left. Thank you for my serenade, Feste. All right, everybody, I'm going to let Feste take over and take you all into the second half. I'll see you all at the end. Have fun.
The miller in his best array would needs a wooing ride. To Manchester he makes his way, Saint Clement be his guide. He can ring, he can sing, and do many a pretty thing. He can pipe, dance it down, no man better in the town. His face is fair, and curled his hair. miles they this miller call. In Manchester a baker dwells who had a daughter fair. Her beauty passingly excels, none may with her compare. Her he rings, her he sings, and commands her crimson cheeks. He would pipe her dancer down before any in the town, but she is coy, and loveth not to toy, but beauty makes disdain. Tom Taylor Tripper.
Save thee, friend, and thy music. Dost thou live by thy tabor?
Faith, no, sir. I live by the church.
Art thou a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I do live at my house, and my house doth stand by the church.
Thou mayst say the kings lie by a beggar, if a beggar dwell near him, or the church stands by thy tabor, if thy tabor stand by the church.
You have said, sir. To see this age, a sentence is but a cheveril glove to a good wit. How quickly the wrong side may be turned outward.
Nay, that's certain. They that dally nicely with words may quickly make them wanton.
I would therefore my sister had no name, sir.
Why, man?
Well, sir, her name is a word, and to dally with that word might make my sister wanton. But indeed words are very rascals, since bonds disgrace them.
Thy reason, man.
Troth, sir, I can yield you none without words, and words are grown so false. I am loath to prove reason with them.
I warrant thou art a merry fellow, and carest for nothing.
Not so, sir. I do care for something. But in my conscience, sir, I do not care for you. If that be to care for nothing, sir, I would it would make you invisible.
Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
No, indeed, sir. The Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she be married, and fools are like husbands as pilchards are to herrings. The husband's the bigger.
I saw thee late at the Count Orsino's.
Oh, foolery, sir, doth walk about the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I would be sorry, sir, but the fool should be as oft with your master as with my mistress. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, and thou pass upon me, I'll no more with thee. Hold, here's expenses for thee.
Now, Jove in his next commodity of hair, send thee a beard.
On my troth, I'll tell thee, I am almost sick for one. I would not have it grow on my chin. Is thy lady within?
Would not a pair of these have bread, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to use.
Oh, I would play Lord Pandarus of Phrygia, sir, to bring a Cressida through this Troilus.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis well begged.
The matter is, I hope, not great, sir. Begging but a beggar. Cressida was a beggar. My lady is within, sir. I will conster to them whence you come, who you are, and what you would. Out of my welkin. I might say element, but the word is overworn.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe their mood on whom he jests, the quality of persons and the time, and like the haggard, check at every feather that comes before his eye. This is a practice as full of labor as a wise man's art. For folly that he wisely shows is fit, but wise men's folly foam quite taint their wit.
Save you, gentlemen.
And you, sir?
Do you guard, monsieur?
Êtes-vous aussi votre serviteur?
I hope, sir, you are. And I am yours.
Will you encounter the house? My niece is desirous you should enter, if your trade be to her.
I am bound to your niece, sir. I mean, she is the list of my voyage.
Taste your legs, sir. Put them to motion.
My legs do better understand me, sir, than I understand what you mean by bidding me taste my legs.
I mean, to go, sir, to enter.
I will answer you with gate and entrance. But we are prevented. Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens rain odors on you.
Oh, my youth's a rare courtier. Rain odors. Well.
My matter hath no voice, lady, but to your own most pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Oh, odors. Pregnant and vouchsafed. You get them all three already.
Let the garden door be shut and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never a merry world since lowly feigning was called compliment. Your servant to Count Orsino, youth.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts, would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you. I bade you never speak again of him. But would you undertake another suit? I had rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady.
Give me leave, I beseech you. I did send, after the last enchantment you did here, a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me you. Under your hard construction, must I sit to force that on you in the shameful cunning which you knew none of yours? What might you think? Have you not set mine honour at the stake and baited it with all the muzzle thoughts that tyrannous heart can think? To one of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom, hides my heart, so let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That's a degree to love?
No, not a cries, for 'tis a vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies.
Why then methinks 'tis time to smile again. Oh world, how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much the better to fall before the lion than the wolf. The clock upbraids me with the waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth. I will not have you. And yet, when wit and youth is come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
And westward ho! Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me?
Stay, I prithee. Tell me what thou thinks of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right, I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful. In the contempt and anger of his lip, a murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maidhood, honor, truth, and everything I love thee so that maugre all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this clause, for that I woo, thou therefore hast no cause, but rather reason thus, with reason better. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By innocence, I swear, and by my youth, I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor never none shall mistress be of it, save I alone. And so adieu, good madam. Never more will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet come again, for thou perhaps mayst move that heart which now abhors to like his love.
No, Faith, I'll not stay a jot longer. Not a jot longer. No, not
Linda,
at
you're
all.
on mute.
Not a jot longer. I won't stay. I refuse to stay.
You must needs yield your reason, Sir Andrew.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favours to the Count's serving man than she ever bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard.
Did she see thee the while, old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
This was a great argument of love in her towards you.
Oh, slight, will you make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir, upon the oaths of judgment and reason.
And they have been grand jurymen since before Noah was a sailor.
She did show favour to the youth in your sight, only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse valour, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should then have accosted her, and with some excellent jests, fire new from the mint, you should have banged the youth into dumbness. This was looked for at your hand, and this was balked. The double guilt of this opportunity you let time wash off, and you have now sailed into the north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle on a Dutchman's beard, unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt either of valour or policy.
Why then?
Isn't it be any way? It must be with valour. For policy I hate. I had as lief be a bishop as a politician.
Why then? Build me thy fortunes upon the basis of valour. Challenge me, the Count's youth, to fight with him. Hurt him in 11 places. My niece shall take note of it, and assure thyself there is no love broker in the world can more prevail in man's commendation with woman than report of valour.
There is no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Will either of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go. Write it in a martial hand. Be cursed and brief. It is no matter how witty, so it be eloquent and full of invention. Taunt him with a license of ink. Let there be gall enough in thy ink, though thou write with a goose pen, no matter, about it.
Oh, where shall I find you?
We'll call thee at the cubiculo. Go!
This is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
I have been dear to him, lad. Some 2,000 strong or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but you'll not deliver it.
Well, will never trust me then. And by all means, stir on the youth to an answer. I think oxen and wain ropes cannot hail them together. For Andrew, if he were open and you find so much blood in his liver as will clog the foot of a flea, I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
And his opposite, the youth, bears in his visage no great presage of cruelty.
Look where the youngest reign of mine comes.
If you desire the spleen and will laugh yourselves into stitches, follow me. Yon gull Malvolio is turned even a very renegado, for there is no Christian that means to be saved by believing rightly can ever believe such impossible passages of grossness. He's in yellow stockings.
And cross-gartered?
Most villainously. Like a pedant that keeps a school in the church. I have dogged him like this murderer. He does obey every point of the letter that I dropped. To betray him, you have not seen such a thing as 'tis. I can hardly forbear hurtling things at him. I know my lady will strike him. If she do, he'll smile and take it for a great favour.
Come bring us where he is.
I would not, by my will, have troubled you, but since you make your pleasure of your pains, I will no further chide you.
I could not stay behind you. My desire, more sharp than filed steel, did spur me forth. Not all love to see you, though so much as might have drawn one to a longer voyage, but jealousy, what might befall your travel, being skilless in these parts, which to a stranger unguided and unfriended often prove rough and inhospitable. My willing love, or rather by these arguments of fear, set forth in pursuit.
My kind Antonio, I can no other answer make, but thanks, and thanks, and ever oft good turns are shuffled off with such uncurrent pay. But were my worth, as is my conscience firm, you should find better dealing. What's to do? Shall we go see the reliquies of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodging.
I am not weary, and 'tis long tonight. I pray you let us satisfy our eyes with the memorials and the things of fame that do renown this city.
Would you pardon me? I do not without danger walk these streets. Once, in a sea fight against the Count, his galleys, I did some service. Of such note, indeed, that were I ta'en here, it would scarce be answered.
Belike you slew a great number of his people.
Oh, the offence is not of such a bloody nature, albeit the quality of the time and quarrel might well have given us bloody argument. It might have since been answered in repaying what we took from them, which for traffic's sake most of our city did. Only myself stood out. For which if I be lapsed in this place, I shall pay dear.
Do not walk too open.
Oh, it doth not fit me. Hold, sir. Here's my purse. In the south suburbs, the Elephant is best to lodge. I will bespeak our diet, whilst you beguile the time and feed your knowledge with viewing of the town. There shall you have me.
Why I your purse?
Happily, I shall light upon some toy you have desire to purchase, and your store, I think, is not for idle markets, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer and leave you for an hour.
To the elephant.
I do remember.
I have sent after him. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth is bought more oft than begged or borrowed. I speak too loud. Where's Malvolio? He is sad and civil and suits well for a servant with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He's coming, madam, but in a very strange manner. He's sure possessed, madam.
Why? What's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you, if he come, for sure the man is tainted in his wit.
Oh, call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be. How now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady. Ho ho.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady? I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But what of that? If it please the eye of one, then it is with me, as it is the very true sonnet is. Please one, and please all.
Why? How dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my legs.
Yes.
It did come to his hands, and commands shall be executed. I think we do know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, and I'll come to thee.
God comfort thee! Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hands so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request, yes, nightingales answer doors.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness, 'twas well writ.
What meanst thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great.
Huh?
Some achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
And some have greatness thrust upon them.
God heaven restore thee.
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings.
Thy yellow stockings?
And wished to see thee cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered?
Go to, thou art made if thou desirest to be so.
Am I made?
If not, let me see thee a servant still.
Why, what, this is very midsummer madness.
Madam, the young gentleman of the Count Orsino's is returned. I could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Toby? Let some of my people have a special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half my dowry.
Oh, do you come near me now? No worse man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose, so that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to that in the letter. I have limed her, but it is Jove's doing, and Jove make me thankful. And when she went away now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow, not Malvolio, nor after my degree, but fellow. Why, everything adheres together. Nothing that can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Well, Jove, not I, is the doer of this, and he is to be thanked.
Which way is he, in the name of sanctity? If all the devils of hell be drawn in little, and Legion himself possessed him, yet I'll speak to him.
Here he is. Here he is. How is't with you, sir? How is't with you, man?
Go off.
Lo, how hollow the fiend speaks within him.
Go off.
Did not I tell you? Sir Toby, my lady prays you to have a care of him.
Ha ha! Does she so?
Go to. Peace, peace. We must deal gently with him. Let me learn. How do you, Malvolio? How is't with you? What man? Defy the devil. Consider he's an enemy to mankind.
Do you know what you say?
Ah, and you speak ill of the devil, how he takes it at heart. Pray God, he be not bewitched.
Carry his water to the wise woman.
Marry, and it shall be done tomorrow morning if I live. My lady will not lose him for more than I'll say.
How now, mistress?
Oh, Lord.
Prithee, hold thy peace. This is not the way. Do you not see you move him? Let me alone with him.
No way but gentleness. Gently, gently. The fiend is rough and will not be roughly used.
Why, how now, my poor cock? How dost thou talk?
Sir?
Aye, Biddy, come with me.
Get him to say his prayers. Good Sir Toby, get him to pray.
My prayers, minx.
No, I warrant you, he will not hear of godliness.
Go hang yourselves, all. You are idle, shallow things. I am not of your element. You shall know more hereafter.
Is possible?
If this were played upon a stage now, I could condemn it as an improbable fiction.
His very genius had taken the infection of the device, man.
Nay, pursue him now, lest the device take air and taint.
Why, we shall make him mad indeed.
The house will be the quieter.
Come, we'll have him in a dark room and bound. My niece is already in the belief that he's mad. We may carry out it thus for our pleasure and his penance, till our very pastime tired out of breath. Prompt us to have mercy on you. At which time we will bring the device to the bar and crown thee for a finder of madmen. But see.
More matter for a May morning.
Here's the challenge. Read it. I warrant there's vinegar and pepper in't.
It's so saucy.
I warrant him. Do but read.
Give to me.
Oh.
No. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Oh, good and valiant.
Wonder not, nor admire not in thy mind why I do call thee so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note that keeps you from the blow of the law.
Thou comest to the Lady Olivia, and in my sight she uses thee kindly. But thou liest in thy throat that it is not the matter I challenge thee for.
Very brief, and to exceeding good sense, less.
I will waylay thee going home, where if it be thy chance to kill me.
Good.
Thou kill'st me like a rogue and a villain.
Still you keep to the windy side of the law. Good.
Fare thee well, and God have mercy upon one of our souls. He may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better, and so look to thyself. Thy friend as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy, Andrew Aguchi. If this letter move him not, his legs cannot. I'll give it to him.
You may have very fit occasion for it. He is now in some commerce with my lady, and will by and by depart.
Go, Sir Andrew. Scout me for him at the corner of the orchard like a bumbaily. So soon as ever thou seest him, draw. And as thou drawest, swear horrible, for it comes to pass oft that a terrible oath with a swaggering accent sharply twanged off gives manhood more approbation than ever proof itself would have earned him. Away!
Oh, nay, let me alone for swearing.
Now, I will not deliver this letter, for the behaviour of the young gentleman gives him out to be of good capacity and breeding. His employment between Lord and my niece confirms no less. Therefore, this letter, being so excellently ignorant, will breed no terror in the youth. You will find it comes from a clodpole. But, sir, I will deliver his challenge by word of mouth. Set upon ague cheeks a notable report of valour, and drive the gentleman, as I know his youth will aptly receive it, into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will so frighten them both that they will kill one another by the look, like cockatrices.
It comes with your niece. Give them way till he take leave, and presently after him.
I will meditate the while upon some horrid message for a challenge.
I have said too much unto a heart of stone, and laid mine honour too unchariot. There's something in me that reproves my faults, but such a headstrong, potent fault it is, that it but mocks reproof.
With the same behaviour that your passion bears goes on my master's griefs.
What shall you ask of me that I'll deny, that honour saved may upon asking give?
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How? With mine honour may I give him that which I have given to you?
I will acquit you.
Well, come again tomorrow. Fare thee well. A fiend like thee might bear my soul to hell.
A gentleman, God save thee.
And you, sir.
And that defence thou hast, betake thee to it. Of what nature the wrongs thou hast done him, I know not, but by thy interceptor, full of despite, bloody as the hunter, attends thee at the orchard end. Dismount thy tuck, be in thy preparation, for thy assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake, sir, I am sure. No man hath any quarrel to me. My remembrance is very free and clear from any image of offence done to any man.
You'll find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard, for your opposite hath in him what youth, strength, skill, and wrath can furnish man withal.
I pray you, sir, what is he?
He is a knight, dubbed with unhatched rapier, but he's a devil in private brawl. Souls and bodies hath he divorced 3, and his incensement at his moment is so implacable that satisfaction can be none, but by pangs of death and sepulchre.
I will return again into the house and desire some conduct of the lady. I am no fighter. I have heard some kind of men that put quarrels purposely on others to taste their valor. But like, this is a man of that quirk.
Sir, no. His indignation derives itself out of a very competent injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire. Back you shall not into the house, unless you undertake that with me, with as much safety, you might answer him. Therefore, on.
This is uncivil as strange. I beseech you, do me this courteous office, as to know of the knight what my offence to him is. It is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
Well, I will do so, Signor Fabian. Stay you by this gentleman till my return.
Pray you, sir, do you know of this matter?
I know the knight is incensed against you, even to a mortal arbitrament, but nothing of the circumstance more.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
Nothing of that wonderful promise to read him by his form, as you are like to find him in the proof of his valour. He is indeed, sir, the most skilful, bloody, and fatal opposite that you could possibly have found in any part of Illyria. Will you walk towards him? I will make your peace with him if I can.
I shall be much bound to you for it. I am one that had rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not who knows so much of my mettle.
Why, man? He's a very devil. I've not seen such a Figaro. I had a pass with him, rapier, scabbard, and all, and he gives me the stuck-in with such a mortal motion that it is inevitable. And on the answer, he pays you as surely as your feet hits the ground they step on.
Oh, Hogshunt, I'll not meddle with him.
Aye, but he will not now be pacified. Fabian can scarce hold him yonder.
Oh, plague on it! And I thought he'd been valiant and so cunning in fence. I'd have seen him damned ere I'd ever challenged him. Let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse.
I'll make the motion. Now, stand here, make a good show on it. This shall end without the perdition of souls. Marry, I'll ride your horse as well as I ride you. I have his horse to take up the quarrel. I have persuaded him the youth's a devil.
He is as horribly conceited of him, and pants, and looks pale as if a bear were at his heels.
There's no remedy, sir. He will fight with you for sake. Marry, he hath better bethought him of his quarrel, and he finds that now scarce to be worth talking of. Therefore, draw for the supportance of his vow. He protests he will not hurt you.
Pray God to defend me. A little thing would make me tell them how much I lack of a man.
Give ground if you see him furious.
Come, Sir Andrew. There's no remedy. The gentleman will, for his honour's sake, have one bout with you. He has promised me, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, he will not hurt you. Come on, do it.
Pray God he keep his oath. I do assure you 'tis against my will.
Put up your sword. If this young gentleman have done offence, I take the fault on me. If you offend him, I for him defy you.
You, sir? Why? What are you?
One, sir, that for his love dares yet do more than you have heard him brag to you, he will.
Nay, if you be an undertaker, I draw my sword. I am for you.
Oh, good Sir Toby, hold! Here come the officers.
Pray, sir, put up your sword if you please.
Oh, marry, will I, sir? And for that, I promise you, I'll be as good as my word. He will bear you easily and reigns well.
This is the man. Oh, to thy office.
Antonio! I arrest thee at the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir, no jot. I know your favour well, though now you have no seek upon your head. Take him away. He knows I know him well.
I must obey. This comes with seeking you. Well, there's no remedy, I shall answer it. What will you do now my necessity makes me ask you for my purse? It grieves me much more for what I cannot do for you than what befalls myself. You stand amazed, but be of comfort.
Come, sir, away.
I must entreat of you some of that money.
What money, sir? For the fair kindness you have showed me here, and part being prompted by your present trouble, out of my lean and low ability, I'll lend you something. My having is not much. I'll make division of my present with you. Hold, there's half my coffer.
Will you deny me now? It is possible that my deserts to you can lack persuasion. Do not tempt my misery, lest it make me so unsound a man as to upbraid you with those kindnesses that I have done for you.
I know of none, nor know I you by voice or any feature.
Oh, heavens themselves.
Come, sir, I pray you go.
Let me speak a little. This youth that you see here, I snatched one half out of the jaws of death, relieved him with such sanctity of love, and to his image, which I thought did promise most venerable worth, did I devotion.
What's that to us? The time goes by, away!
But oh, how vile an idol proves this God. Thou hast, Sebastian, done good feature shame. In nature there's no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind. Virtue is beauty, but the beauteous evil are empty trunks all flourished by the devil.
The man grows mad. Away with him. Come, come, sir.
Lead me on.
Methinks his words do from such passion fly that he believes himself. So do not I. Prove true, imagination, oh, prove true, that I, dear brother, be now ta'en for you.
Come hither, knight. Come hither, Fabian.
Named Sebastian. I my brother know, yet living in my glass, even such and so in favour was my brother, and he went still in this fashion, colour, ornament for him I imitate. Oh, if it prove, tempests are kind, and salt waves fresh in love.
A very dishonest paltry boy, and more coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in leaving his friend here in necessity and denying him, and for his cowardship, ask Fabian.
A coward, a most devout coward, religious in it.
Oh, Slid, I'll after him again and beat him!
Do cuff him soundly, but never draw thy sword.
And I do not.
Come, let's see the event.
I dare lay any money 'twill be nothing yet.
Well, you make me believe that I am not sent for you.
Go to, thou art a foolish fellow. Let me be clear to thee.
Well held out, if faith. No, I do not know you, nor I am not sent to you by my lady to bid you come speak with her, nor your name is not Master Cesario. No, this is not my nose neither. Nothing that is so is so.
I prithee, vent thy folly somewhere else. Thou knowest me not.
Vent my folly. He has heard that word of some great man and now applies it to a fool. I prithee now, ungird thy strangeness and tell me what I shall vent to my lady. Shall I vent to her that you are coming?
I prithee, foolish Greek, depart from me. There's money for thee. If you tarry longer, I shall give worse payment.
By my troth, thou hast an open hand. These wise men that give fools money get themselves a good report after 14 years' purchase.
Now, sir, have I met you again? There's for you.
Why, there's for you. And there. And there. Are all the people mad?
Hold, sir, or I'll throw your dagger over the house.
This will I tell my lady straight. I would not be in some of your coats for 2 pence.
Come, sir. Hold.
Nay, let him alone. I'll go another way to work with him. I'll have an action of battery against him if there be any law in Illyria. Though I struck him first, yet it's no matter for that.
Let go thy hand.
Sir, I will not let you go. Come on, my young soldier, put up your iron. You are well fleshed. Come on.
I will be free of thee. What wouldst thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? Nay then, I must have an ounce or two of this malapert blood from you.
Hold, Toby! On thy life I charge thee, hold!
Madam.
Will it be ever thus, ungracious wretch, fit for the mountains and the barbarous caves, where manners ne'er were preached, out of my sight? Be not offended, dear Cesario. Rudes be begone! I prithee, gentle friend, let thy fair wisdom, not thy passions, sway in this uncivil and unjust extent against thy peace. Go with me to my house, and hear thou there how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath botched up, that thou thereby mayst smile at this. Thou shalt not choose but go. Do not deny. Beshew his soul for me. He started one poor heart of mine in thee.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or am I mad? Or else is this a dream? Let fancy still in my sense in Lethe steep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I prithee. Would thou be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh, say so, and so be.
Nay, I prithee, put on this gown and this beard. Make him believe thou art Sir Topus the curate. Quickly, I'll call Sir Toby the whiles.
Well, I'll put it on. I'll dissemble myself in it. Would I were the first to dissemble in such a gown. It's a
Bless thee, Master Parson.
Bonus dies, Sir Toby, for as the old hermit of Prague that never saw pen and ink very wittily said to a niece of King Gorbadoc, that is. So I, being Master Parson, Master Parson, for what is that but that, and is but is?
Him, Sir Topas.
What I say, peace in this prison.
The knave's counterfeits well. A good name.
Who calls there?
Sir Topas, the curate, who comes to visit Malvolio the lunatic.
Sir Topas! Sir Topas! Good Sir Topas! Go to my lady!
What out, hyperbolical fiend! How vexest thou this man? Talkst thou of nothing but of ladies?
Well said, Master Parson.
Sir Topas, never was man thus wronged. Good Sir Topas, you think I am mad?
My
most exquisite here, in hideous darkness.
Oh, fie, thou dishonest Satan! I call thee by the most modest terms, for I am one of those gentleones that will use the devil himself with courtesy. Sayest thou, this house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topas.
It hath bay windows, transparent as barricadoes, and the clerestories towards the south, north, are as lustrous as ebony. And yet complainest thou of obstruction?
I am not mad, Sir Topas. I say to you, this house is dark.
Madman, thou errest. I say there is no darkness but ignorance, in which thou art more puzzled than the Egyptians in their fog.
I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell. And I say there was never man thus abused. I am no more mad than you are. Make the trial of it. Any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wildfowl?
That the soul of our grandam might happily inhabit a bird.
What thinkst thou of this opinion?
I think nobly of the soul, and no way approve his opinion.
Fare thee well, then. Remain thou still in darkness. Thou shalt hold the opinion of Pythagoras, ere I will allow of thy wits. And fear to kill a woodcock, lest thou dispossess the soul of thy grandam. Fare thee well.
Potatoes! Potatoes!
Nay, I am for all waters.
To him in thine own voice, and bring me word how thou find'st him. I would we were rid of this knavery. If he be conveniently delivered, I would he were, for I am now so far in offence with my nears, that I cannot pursue with any safety the sport, the upshot. Come by and by to my chamber.
Hey, Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how my lady does.
Fool!
My lady is unkind, pretty.
Fool!
Alas, why is she so?
Fool, I say!
She loves another. Oh, who calls? Huh?
Good fool! As ever thou wilt deserve well at my hand, help me to a candle, and pen, ink, and paper. As I am a gentleman, I will live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio?
Aye, good fool.
Alas, sir, how fell you beside your 5 wits?
Fool, there was never man so notoriously abused. I am as well in my wits, fool, as thou art.
But as well. Then you are mad indeed, if you be no better in your wits than a fool.
They have here propertied me, keep me in darkness, send ministers to me, asses, and do all they can to face me out of my wits.
I advise you what you say. The minister is here. Malvolio, Malvolio, thy wits the heavens restore. Endeavour thyself to sleep, and leave thy vain bubble.
Papers?
Maintain no words with him, good fellow. Oh, I, sir? No, not I, sir. No, good God, buy you, good Sir Topaz. Mary, amen. I will, sir. I will.
Fool. Fool, fool, I say.
Alas, sir, be patient. What say you, sir? I am shent for speaking with you.
Good fool. Help me to some light, to some paper. I tell thee I'm as well in my wits as any man in Illyria.
Well a day that you were, sir.
By this hand, I am good fool. Some ink, paper, and light, and convey what I will set down to my lady. It shall advantage thee more than ever the bearing of letter did.
I will help you to it. But tell me true, are you not mad indeed, or do you but counterfeit?
Believe me, I am not. I tell thee true.
Nay, I'll never believe a madman till I see his brains. I will fetch you light and paper and ink.
Fool, I requite it in the highest degree. Prithee, be gone.
I am gone, sir. And anon, sir, I'll be with you again in a trice, like to the old vice, your need to sustain. Who with dagger of lath in his rage and his wrath cries, "Ha! To the devil, like a mad lad, for thy nails, dad. Adieu, good man, devil."
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This ring she gave me, I do feel it and see it, and though 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Where's Antony then? I could not find him at the Elephant, yet there he was, and there I found this credit, that he did range the town to seek me out. His counsel now might do me golden service, for though my soul disputes well with my sense, that this may be some error, but no madness, yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I'm ready to distrust mine eyes and wrangle with mine reason that persuades me to another trust, but that I am mad, or else the lady's mad. Yet if 'twas so, she could not sway her house, command her followers, take and give back affairs and their dispatch with such smooth, discreet, and sable bearing as I perceive she does. There's something in it that is deceivable. But here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine, if you mean well. Now go with me, and with this holy man, into the chantry by. There before him, and underneath that consecrated roof, plight me the full assurance of your faith, that my most jealous and too doubtful soul may live at peace. He shall conceal it. Whilst you are willing, it shall come to note what time we will our celebration keep, according to my birth. What do you say?
I will follow this good man, and with you, and having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good father, and heavens so shine that they may fairly note this act of mine.
Now, as thou lovest me, let me see his letter.
Good Master Fabian, grant me another request.
Anything.
Do not desire to see this letter.
Oh.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friends?
Aye, sir, we are some of her trappings.
I know thee well. How dost thou, my good fellow?
Truly, sir, the better for my foes, and the worse for my friends.
Just the contrary. The better for thy friends.
No, sir, the worse.
How can that be?
Marry, sir, they praise me and make an ass of me. Now my foes tell me plainly I am an ass, so that by my foes, sir, I profit in the knowledge of myself, and by my friends I am abused, so that conclusions be as kisses. If your 4 negatives make your 2 affirmatives, Why then the worse for my friends and the better for my foes.
This is excellent.
By my troth, sir, no. Though it please you to be one of my friends.
Thou shalt not be the worse for me. Hey, there is gold.
But that it would be double dealing, sir. I would you could make it another.
You give me ill counsel.
Put your grace in your pocket, sir, for this once, and let your flesh and blood obey it.
Well, I will be so much a sinner than to be a double dealer. No, there is another.
Primo, secundo, tertio is a good play. And the old saying is, the third pays for all. The triplex, sir, is a good tripping measure. Or the bells of St. Bennet, sir, may put you in mind. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa. You can fool me no more money out of me at this throw. If you will let your lady know I am here to speak with her, I may bring along with you. It may awake my bounty further.
Marry, sir, lullaby to your bounty till I come again. I go, sir, but I would not have you to think that my desire of having is the sin of covetousness. But as you say, sir, let your bounty take a nap, and I will awaken it anon.
Here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That face of his I do remember well. Yet when I saw it last, it was besmeared as black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. A bubbling vessel were the captain of, or shallow dwarfed, of an bulk and prizable, with which such scatheful grapple did he make with the most noble bottom of our fleet, that very envy and the tongue of loss cried fame and honor on him. What's the matter?
Orsino, this is that Antonio that took the Phoenix and our fruit from Candy. And this is he that did the tiger board when your young nephew Titus lost his leg. Here in the streets, desperate of fame and state, in private brubble did we apprehend him.
He did me kindness, sir, drew on my side, but in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not what 'twas, but distraction.
Notable pirate, thou saltwater thief, what foolish boldness brought thee to their mercies, whom thou, in terms so bloody and so dear, hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess on base and ground enough Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither, that most ingrateful boy there by your side, from the rude seas, enraged and foamy mouth did I redeem. A rack past hope he was, his life I gave him, and did thereto add my love, without retention or restraint, all in his dedication. For his sake that I exposed myself, pure for his love, into the dangers of this adverse town, drew to defend him when he was beset, where being apprehended, his false cunning, not meaning to partake with me in danger, taught him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing, while one would wink, denied me mine own purse, which I recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord. And for 3 months before, no interim, not a minute's vacancy, both day and night did we keep company.
Here comes the Countess. Now heavens walks on earth. But for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. 3 months its youth hath tended upon me, but more of that anon. Take him aside.
What would my lord, but that he may not have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable? Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Madam.
Gracious Olivia.
What do you say, Cesario? Good, my lord.
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it be aught to the old tune, my lord, it is as fat and fulsome to mine ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel.
Still so constant, lord.
What, to perverseness? You uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my soul the faithful's offerings have breathed out, that ere devotion tendered. What shall I do?
Even what it may please my lord, that shall become him.
Why should I not? I had the heart to do it, like to the Egyptian thief at the point of death. Kill what I love. A savage jealousy that sometimes savours nobly. But hear me this, since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and that I partly know the instruments that cruises me my true place in your favour, leave you the marble-breasted tyrant still. But this your minion, whom I know you love, and whom, by heaven I swear, I tendered dearly, him will I tear out of that cruel eye where he sits crowned in his master's spite. Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are ripe in mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love to spite a raven's heart within a dove.
And I, most jocund, apt, and willingly to do you rest, 1,000 deaths would die.
Where goes Cesario?
After him I love. More than I love these eyes, more than my life, more by all mores than e'er I shall love wife.
I be detested. How am I beguiled?
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come, away.
Whither, my lord? Cesario, husband, stay.
Husband.
Aye, husband. Can he that deny?
Her husband, that sitter.
No, my lord, not I.
Alas, it is the baseness of thy fear that makes thee strangle thy propriety. Fear not, Cesario, take thy fortunes up. Be that thou knowst thou art, and then thou art as great as that thou fearst. Oh, welcome, Father. Father, I charge thee by thy reverence, here to unfold, though lately we intended to keep in darkness, what occasion now reveals before 'tis ripe. What thou dost know hath newly passed between this youth and me.
A contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by a mutual joinder of your hands, attested by the holy close of lips, strengthened by interchangement of your rings, and all the ceremony of this compact sealed in my function by my testimony, since when my watch hath told me I, toward my grave, I have travelled but 2 hours.
O thou dissembling cub, what wilt thou be when time hast sowed a grizzle on thy case? Or will not else thy craft so quickly grow that thine own shape shall be thine overthrow? Farewell, and take her, but direct thy feet where thou and I henceforth may never meet.
My lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Hold little faith, though thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God, a surgeon! Send one presently to Sir Toby!
What's the matter?
He's broke my head across and has given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb too. For the love of God, your help. I had rather £40 I was
Who has done this, Sir Andrew?
The court, the counts, gentlemen, one Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he's the very devil incarnate.
My gentleman, Cesario?
Odds lifelings. Who he is? You broke my head for nothing. And that I did. I was set on to do so by Sir Toby.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I bespake you fair and hurt you not.
Oh, if a bloody coxcomb be a hurt, you have hurt me. I think you said nothing by a bloody coxcomb. Here comes Sir Toby, halting. You shall hear more. But if he had not been in drink, he would have tickled you the other gates than he did.
How no, gentlemen? How is't with you?
That's all one. Have hurt me, and there's the end on it. Sot? Did we take a surgeon, Sot?
He's drunk, Sir Toby. An hour agone, his eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
Away with him. Who hath made this havoc with them?
I'll help you, Sir Toby, because we'll be dressed together.
Will you help an ass-head and a coxcomb and a name, a thin-faced name, a gull?
Get him to bed and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, madam. I have hurt your kinsman, but it had been the brother of my blood. I must have done no less with wit and safety. You throw a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and two persons? A natural perspective, that is, and is not.
Oh, my dear Antonio, how have the hours racked and tortured me since I have lost thee?
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
Well, how have you made division of yourself? I mean, an apple cleft in two is not more twin than these two creatures. Which is Sebastian?
Most wonderful.
Do I stand there? I never had a brother, nor can there be that deity in my nature of here and everywhere. I had a sister whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What countryman? What name? What parentage?
Messalene. Sebastian was my father. Such a Sebastian was my brother too. So went he suited to his watery tomb. If spirits can affirm both form and suit, you come to fright us.
A spirit I am indeed. But am I in that dimension grossly clad, which from the womb I did participate? Were you a woman, as the rest goes even, I should my tears let fall upon your cheek and say, thrice welcome, drowned Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine.
And died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul. He finished indeed his mortal act that day that made my sister 13 years.
If nothing lets to make us happy both but this my masculine usurped attire, do not embrace me till each circumstance of place, time, fortune do cohere and jump that I am Viola. Which to confirm, I'll bring you to a captain in this town where lie my maiden weeds, by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble count. All the occurrence of my fortune since hath been between this lady and this lord.
So comes it, lady, you have been mistook, but nature to abide you in that you would have been contracted to a maid. Nor are you therein, by my life deceived, you are betrothed both to a maid and a man.
Be not amazed. Right noble is his blood. If this be so, as yet the glass seems true. I shall have my share in this most happy rake. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times, thou never shouldst love woman like to me.
And all those sayings will I overswear, and all those swearings keep as true in soul as doth that orbed continent the fire that severs day from night.
Give me thy hand, and let me see thee in thy woman's weed.
The captain that did bring me first on shore hath
My maid's garments, he upon some action is now in durance at Malvolio's suit.
He shall enlarge him. Oh, fetch Malvolio hither. And yet, alas, now I remember me, they say, poor gentleman, he's much distract. A most extracting frenzy of mine own from my remembrance clearly banished his. How does he, Sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub as the star's end as well as any man in his case may do. He's here, writ a letter to you. I should have given it to you today morning, but as a madman's epistles are no gospels, so it skills not much when they are delivered.
Open it and read it.
Look then to be well edified when the fool delivers the madman. Oh, by the Lord, madam!
How now, art thou mad?
No, madam, I do but read madness.
Prithee, read the right wits.
Well, so I do, Madonna, but to read his right wits is to read thus. Therefore, perpend, my princess, and give ear.
Read it you, Sirrah. Fabian, read it.
By the Lord, madam. By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me to the semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not but to do myself much right or you much shame. Think of me as you please. I leave my duty a little unthought of and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
This savours not much of a distraction.
See him delivered, Fabian. Bring him hither. My lord, so please you, these things further thought on, to think me as well a sister as a wife. One day shall crown their lion's aunt, so please you, here at my house and at my proper cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. Your master quits you, and for your service done him, so much again the metal of your sex so far beneath your soft and tender breeding. And since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this time be your master's mistress.
A sister, you are she.
Is this the madman?
Aye, my lord, this same. How now, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong. Notorious wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you, peruse that letter. You must not now deny it is your hand. Write from it if you can, in hand or phrase, or say it is not your seal, nor your invention. You can say none of this. Well, grant it then, and tell me, in the modesty of honour, why you have given me such clear lights of favour. Bade me come smiling and cross-gartered to you, to put on yellow stockings and to frown upon Sir Toby and the lighter people. And acting this in an obedient hope, why have you suffered me to be imprisoned, kept in a dark house, visited by the priest, and made the most notorious geck and gull that e'er invention played on? Tell me why.
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing. Though I confess, much like the character, but out of question, 'tis Maria's hand. And now I do bethink me, it was she first told me thou wast mad. Then camest in smiling, and in such forms which here were presupposed upon thee in the letter. Prithee be content. This practice hath most shrewdly passed upon thee, but when we shall know the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both the plaintiff and the judge of thine own cause.
Good madam, hear me speak, and let no quarrel nor no brawl to come taint the condition of this present hour, which I have wondered at, in hope it shall not. Most freely I confess myself and Toby set this device against Malvolio here, upon some stubborn and uncourteous parts we had conceived against him. Maria writ the letter at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her. How with a sportful malice it was followed may rather pluck on laughter than revenge, if that the injuries be justly weighed that have on both sides passed.
Alas, poor fool, how have they baffled thee?
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrown upon them. I was one, sir, in this interlude, one Sir Topaz, sir. Now that's all one. By the Lord, fool, I am not mad. But do you remember, madam, why laugh you at such a barren rascal? And you laugh not, and you smile not, he's gagged. Thus, the whirligig of time brings in his revenges.
I'll be revenged on the whole pack of you.
He hath been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him and entreat him to a peace. He hath not told us of the captain yet. When that is known and golden time convenes, a solemn combination shall be made of our dear souls. Meantime, sweet sister, we will not part from hence. Cesario, come, for so you shall be while you are a man. But when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen.
When that I was, and a little tiny boy, with hey-ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish thing was but a toy, for the rain, it raineth every day. But when I came to man's estate, with hey-ho, the wind and the rain, these knaves and thieves men shut their gate, for the rain, it raineth every day. But when I came, alas, to wive, with hey-ho, the wind and the rain, by swaggering could I never thrive, for the rain, it raineth every day. But when I came unto my beds, hey-ho, the wind and the rain, cats that still had dropped in beds, for the rain, it raineth every day. A great while ago the world begun, hey-ho, the wind and the rain, but that's all one, our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every day.
Well done, all of you. Well done, well done, well done. Thank you so much for giving this. Oh my goodness. 12th night, I don't know how many nights of that I could take. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was so much fun. What an amazing way to end an incredible year. What an amazing company. Thank you, Siegffried, Tamara, Fergus, Aryn, Nell, and Linda, and Alexandra, Valentina, Dewi, Matt, Eugenia, Iain, and Simon, and everybody who's played with us this year. It's what a year. Oh, thank you so much. Little note, anybody who remembers us from when we actually used to do plays like live for real in theatres, you may have recognized that tune. So that was us making a little return to our old jig tune, which was just rather nice for us. So thank you very much for that, Alexandra. Right. Thank you all for your attention this afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Thank you for your donations, very gratefully received. We will be back next Sunday. We're not going quite yet. We're doing scenes next Sunday at 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock because it's Christmas. And then I will have news for you about what we are doing over Christmas and what we're doing next year, because we will be right back. In the meantime, I'm going to send these lovely people off to recover from what was an absolutely epic. My God, I think we really have topped it this year. I didn't think we could. Well done, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you all for watching. Valentina, take us off the air. I'm jingling still.